The vast Zar'konian warship hung silently in orbit above Earth, its crystalline hull shimmering in the pale sunlight. Commander Xel'thor stood at the bridge viewport, his four eyes narrowed as he gazed upon the blue-green planet below. For cycles, the Zar'konian Empire had swept across the galaxy, conquering world after world with ease, but this campaign against the humans was proving troublesome. Status report, Xel'thor barked, turning to face his crew of insectoid warriors. Our forces continue to face heavy resistance in Sector 7. Commander chitted, his second-in-command. The humans are employing unconventional tactics that our battle simulations failed to predict. Xel'thor's mandibles clicked in irritation. How could these primitive bipeds be giving his elite forces such difficulty? Their technology was centuries behind Zar'konian advancements. Their bodies were soft, lacking the natural armor and heightened senses of his species. By all logic, they should have surrendered within days of the invasion. "Show me," he ordered. A holographic display flickered to life, showcasing the chaos of the battlefield. Zar'konian dropships were being lured into clever ambushes. Human soldiers were adapting their weapons and vehicles in ways that defied standard military doctrine. And most disturbingly, even when cornered and outgunned, the humans refused to yield. As Xel'thor watched, a lone human female charged a Zar'konian battlewalker. Her primitive projectile weapon should have been useless against its energy shields. Yet somehow, she had jury-rigged an electromagnetic pulse device, temporarily disabling the walker's defenses. In the split second before her life was vaporized by return fire, she lobbed a makeshift explosive into the walker's exposed circuits. The resulting chain reaction destroyed 3 walkers and left a smoking crater in the Zar'konian line. "Impossible," Xel'thor muttered. "Rewind and enhance." He studied the human's face in her final moments. There was no fear, no hesitation, only grim determination and a fierce, almost primal joy. It unsettled him deeply. Weeks turned to months as the invasion stalled. Xel'thor found himself obsessively analyzing human behavior, trying to understand their inexplicable tenacity. He watched human entertainment broadcasts, studied their history, even began learning their languages. Slowly, a disturbing picture emerged. Unlike the unified Zar'konian hive mind, humans were chaotic, individualistic creatures. Their short lives were filled with conflict, not just with others, but within themselves. They battled their own nature constantly, striving to overcome base instincts and transcend their limitations. This internal struggle bred an adaptability that Xel'thor's species could scarcely comprehend. Humans didn't just learn and evolve as a species over generations. Each individual was capable of radical change within a single lifetime, or even in the heat of a single moment. It was during the siege of New York that Xel'thor finally understood the full implications of human nature. His forces had the city surrounded, its defenses crumbling. Victory was assured. Yet as he prepared to savor his triumph, reports of a counterattack flooded in. Led by a hardened veteran named Zar'konian, a ragtag group of survivors had somehow cobbled together a weapon that turned Zar'konian sound-based communication against them. The frequencies that normally coordinated their forces were now sowing confusion in their ranks. In the chaos, humans wielding salvaged alien tech and improvised explosives tore through their lines. Xel'thor watched in awe as Zar'konian, bleeding from multiple wounds, personally brought down his prized dreadnought. Her final transmission, broadcast on all frequencies, chilled him to his core. "You may kill us, but humanity will never submit. Each of us carries the fire of 1,000 suns, the legacy of countless ancestors who fought tooth and nail for survival. We are the children of warriors, explorers, and dreamers. And we will claw our way back from the brink of extinction if that's what it takes. For our planet, for our future, for every human that has ever lived or will live, we fight on." The commander made his decision then, even as the battle raged below. With shaking limbs, he opened a channel to the human resistance. "This is Commander Xel'thor of the Zar'konian Empire," he began, his translator struggling to convey the complexity of his emotions. "I seek Pali." Sarah's face appeared on the view screen, streaked with blood and grime. Her eyes blazed with the same unquenchable fire he had seen in countless human faces. "Talk fast, bug," she snarled. Xel'thor lowered his head in a gesture of respect. "Humanity has proven itself to be far more than we anticipated. Your species possesses a quality we have never encountered. It would be folly to continue this war." Sarah's expression remained guarded, but he detected a flicker of curiosity. Instead, Xel'thor continued, "I propose an alliance. The Zar'konian Empire has conquered many worlds, but we have never found beings like you. Together, we could be unstoppable." There was a long pause as Sarah contemplated his words. Finally, she spoke. "We're listening." As negotiations began, Xel'thor gazed once more at the earth below. He had come seeking easy conquest, only to discover the most dangerous warriors in the known universe. Now, he felt something entirely new stirring in his alien heart, hope, tinged with fear, for the incredible future that lay ahead. The fate of galaxies would never be the same. As negotiations between the Zar'konians and humans progressed, both sides remained wary. Centuries of conflict had left deep scars on the human psyche, and many were reluctant to trust their former invaders. Similarly, many Zar'konians struggled to overcome their ingrained sense of superiority. Zar'kon, now acting as humanity's chief negotiator, found herself in a surreal position. Just weeks ago, she had been leading guerrilla raids against Zar'konian outposts. Now, she sat across from Commander Xel'thor in a hastily retrofitted conference room aboard his flagship. "Let's cut to the chase," Sarah said, her voice sharp. "What exactly are you proposing? And why should we trust you?" Xel'thor's compound eyes seemed to shimmer with an emotion Sarah couldn't quite read. "We offer technological exchange, military alliance, and mutual protection," he began. "The Zar'konian Empire spans thousands of worlds, but we face threats you cannot imagine. Your human unpredictability could be the key to our survival." Sarah leaned back, a sardonic smile playing at her lips. "So we'd be your attack dogs?" "No," Xel'thor countered quickly. "You would be our equals. Perhaps our saviors." Over the next few months, a tenuous partnership began to form. Zar'konian medical technology accelerated the healing of Earth's war-torn populations. In exchange, human scientists shared breakthroughs in fields the aliens had never considered, from music theory to abstract mathematics. But it was in the realm of military strategy that humans truly shone. When an aggressive species known as the Zar'kon launched a surprise attack on a Zar'konian colony world, it was a joint human-Zar'konian task force that responded. Colonel Elena Rodriguez, a brilliant tactician who had once been a thorn in Xel'thor's side, now stood beside him on the bridge of a hybrid warship. The Zar'kon fleet outnumbered them 3-1, their plasma cannons already reducing the colony's orbital defenses to slag. "Conventional tactics won't cut it," Elena mused, her eyes darting across tactical displays. "We need to think outside the box." Xel'thor nodded, still marveling at how quickly he had come to trust this human's judgment. "What do you propose?" A slow grin spread across Elena's face. "You said these Zar'kon are silicon-based lifeforms, right? And they rely heavily on crystalline computing." "Correct," Xel'thor confirmed, mandibles twitching in curiosity. "Then let's give them one hell of a glass-shattering concert." What followed was a strategy so audacious that even Elena's fellow humans thought she had lost her mind. Combining Zar'konian sonic technology with human audio engineering principles, they created a multi-layered acoustic weapon. The frequencies were precisely calibrated to resonate with and ultimately shatter the Zar'kon's crystalline systems. As the battle raged, Elena's unorthodox plan unfolded. Zar'konian ships performed intricate maneuvers, herding the enemy fleet into position. Then, with a thunderous pulse that seemed to ripple through space itself, they unleashed their sonic assault. The effect was catastrophic for the Zar'kon. Their ships began to break apart, delicate circuitry crumbling under the acoustic onslaught. In the chaos, the combined human-Zar'konian force struck with devastating precision. Within hours, the colony was secured and the Zar'kon threat neutralized. As the dust settled, Xel'thor turned to Elena, his alien features conveying a mix of awe and newfound respect. "I begin to understand why your kind survived our invasion," he said softly. "Your minds, they do not work like ours. You see possibilities where we see only obstacles." Elena shrugged, but there was pride in her eyes. "It's what we do. When backs are against the wall, humans get creative. Sometimes it's our greatest strength, sometimes our worst flaw, but it's who we are." As news of the victory spread, it marked a turning point in human-Zar'konian relations. The aliens began to see humans not just as useful allies, but as essential partners in navigating the dangers of the cosmos. Meanwhile, humanity found itself thrust onto a galactic stage, facing wonders and terrors beyond imagination. The same tenacity and ingenuity that had preserved them on Earth now drove them to explore, innovate, and challenge the status quo of interstellar civilization. Zar'kon, watching the first joint human-Zar'konian colony ship launch from Earth's orbit, felt a perplexed mix of emotions. "We've come so far," she murmured, "but the real journey's just beginning." Beside her, Commander Xel'thor nodded in agreement. Indeed. And I find myself eager to see where your species will lead us next. As the ship vanished into the depths of space, carrying the hopes and dreams of two once bitter enemies, both human and alien alike pondered the infinite possibilities that lay ahead. The universe would never be the same, and at the heart of this new era stood humanity still flawed, still struggling, but now recognized as the most dangerously innovative force the cosmos had ever known. As decades passed, the alliance between humans and Zar'konians flourished, reshaping the political and technological landscape of the galaxy. The combination of Zar'konian resources and human innovation led to breakthroughs that neither species could have achieved alone. One of the most significant developments came in the field of faster-than-light travel. Dr. Emilia Zhao, a brilliant human physicist, worked alongside Zar'konian engineers to create the quantum fold drive. This revolutionary propulsion system allowed ships to traverse vast cosmic distances in mere moments, opening up previously unexplored regions of space. As humanity spread across the stars, they brought with them their unique blend of curiosity, adaptability, and relentless drive. New colonies sprang up on distant worlds, each a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. The Zar'konians, once conquerors, found themselves learning from their former adversaries, adopting aspects of human culture and philosophy that enhanced their own civilization. But this golden age of exploration and cooperation was not without its challenges. As news of the human-Zar'konian alliance spread, other galactic powers grew wary. Some saw the partnership as a threat to the established order, while others sought to exploit the newfound technology for their own gains. It was during this time of rising tensions that a new threat emerged from the depths of uncharted space. The Void Collective, a mysterious and ancient race of energy beings, began systematically erasing entire star systems from existence. Their motives were incomprehensible, their power seemingly limitless. In the face of this existential threat, the human-Zar'konian alliance faced its greatest test. Traditional military tactics proved useless against an enemy that could manipulate the very fabric of reality. It was in this darkest hour that humanity's unique qualities truly shone. Zar'kona, now a revered elder stateswoman, came out of retirement to lead a desperate mission. Alongside her was Xel'thor, his once imposing form now wizened with age, but still standing tall. Together, they assembled a diverse team of the brightest minds from across known space. Their plan was audacious, bordering on insane. Using a combination of quantum fold technology and principles derived from human meditation practices, they proposed to make contact with the Void Collectives on a fundamental, consciousness level. As the Void Collective's forces approached the heart of Allied space, Sarah and Xel'thor's team put their plan into action. Aboard a specially designed ship, they launched themselves into the very maw of the enemy fleet. What transpired next was beyond the comprehension of most beings. For 3 days, the Allied worlds waited in tense silence. Then, miraculously, the Void Collective's advance halted. The energy beings, for the first time in their unfathomable existence, had encountered a consciousness they could not simply assimilate or destroy. When Sarah and Xel'thor's ship finally returned, the crew emerged forever changed. They spoke of revelations beyond imagining, of the true nature of reality and consciousness. The Void Collective, they explained, had been acting out of a profound cosmic loneliness, unaware of the rich tapestry of life they were destroying. Through the unique human ability to empathize, to imagine the unimaginable, a bridge had been built. The Void Collective, touched by this connection, agreed to join the galactic community as allies rather than destroyers. As news of this miraculous turn of events spread, celebrations erupted across the galaxy. The human-Zar'konian alliance, once viewed with suspicion, was now hailed as the saviors of all sentient life. In the aftermath, as representatives from thousands of worlds gathered to forge a new era of peace and cooperation, Zar'kona stood before them. Her hair was white now, her face lined with the wisdom of a life lived on the front lines of history, but her eyes still burned with that uniquely human fire. "We stand here today," she began, her voice carrying across the vast assembly, not as conquerors, not as the strongest or the wisest, but as bridges. Humanity's greatest strength has always been our ability to connect with each other, with our world, and now with the very cosmos itself. She gestured to Xel'thor, who stood proudly at her side. "Our journey began in conflict, but it has brought us to understanding. We have learned that the most dangerous warriors are not those who fight with weapons, but those who fight for understanding, for empathy, for the betterment of all." As Sarah's words echoed across the galaxy, a new chapter in cosmic history began. Humanity, once a primitive species on a small blue planet, had become the catalyst for a revolution of consciousness that would reshape the very nature of existence. And so, the story of when alien soldiers realized why humans are the most dangerous warriors in the universe came to an end. But in many ways, it was just the beginning of an even greater adventure, one that would span eternity itself.